Happy Cinco de Mayo. Of course, it wouldn't be Cinco de Mayo without Constellation Brands Corona. Corona beer is one of their best-selling brands. And you know what? Corona is the 5th best-selling beer in the United States. And I have to ask CFO Bob Ryder, how is that? Because there are other beer brands that are reporting that their sales are down, but Corona increases every year.
You know, it's a fantastic place to be. Corona, our consumers love us. We've got great marketing supporting the brand. It's a great tasting beer, and it's just iconic. And with Cinco kicking off, it's the start of the summer season, and it's just perfect to start it off with the Corona. It's refreshing, and it kicks off our 120 days of summer.
Well, you bring up a good point with that branding. You know, whenever you see a Corona ad, it's sun, it's sand, you know, people think of summer, and you really focus more on that than the beer itself. And obviously, so that everybody, every time they drink a Corona, they think summer vacation.
Absolutely, and that's purposeful, right? I like to say our Corona commercials are entertaining while they sell beer, which is exactly what you want from a marketing campaign. So probably within the first 3 seconds of a Corona commercial, people know it's a Corona commercial, right? And what do? Most times you'd walk away if you know it's a commercial. No, I'm going to watch this because it's going to be entertaining, right? So it's just perfect from a brand equity perspective.
Now, what are your plans for your other Mexican labels? Because you have other Mexican beers. You have Modelo, you have Pacifico, but I don't feel like I hear as much about them.
So that's a great question, Deborah. So Modelo Especial is right now the 3rd largest imported beer in the U.S. My guess is this year it's going to become number 2. So it'll be Corona number 1, Modelo Especial number 2, and it's growing at about 20% a year, so very fast growth, and nobody's really heard about it. It's a highly, I'll say, appeals highly to Hispanic consumer, but we're going out of our way to make it appeal to the general market as well, because it's just a fantastic beer, very different from Corona, very different from Pacifico, very different from Negra Modelo, but it just hits that certain spot that consumers love.
Now, you are increasing your media budget for Corona, so if it's doing so well, why feel like you have to spend the extra money?
So we're increasing our media budget around all our brands, both Modelo Especial, Pacifica Negra, and Corona. And the reason we'll increase it, as we increase the media budget, we sell more beer. So it's a self-perpetuating situation where even the marketing guys and the finance guys are happy, and that's a rare thing.
Well, I'm going to hold Bob to that because Bob's going to owe me a Corona after this. That's Bob Ryder. He's the CFO and a Modelo too. So that's the CFO Bob Ryder of Constellation Brands, and I'm Deborah Borchardt with The Street.